KW.
Right. And then, what kind of volume do you do on a good year? 25 houses a year.
Yeah.
At average 400,000 house, 500,000 house, 800,000 house.
10 to 12 million.
Okay, 10 to 12 million. So Kevin sells 11 million,
It's a kappa.
right? 100% is a kappa, 100 million at an average of 2.5% commission. Are you down to 2 now?
Yeah, everybody's down to 2 now in my neck of the
I
woods.
just got a listing for 3%.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Just now.
I think the listings are gonna go up. I think the buy side's gonna go down.
So let's say 2%. I wish you guys would like really, that's a different conversation for a different day. But that's, 2 is 220K, right? And they get 16%. If someone's really good at math, you can.
35.2.
Thank you. You're my mathematician
I
today.
know I would need it.
35.2, okay? Commits it for 4 years. Most agents can't do simple math and they get attracted by this
140.
number
140.
when they're really paying this number, which means they make 70 off of him and he would have paid them 146. And at eXp for 4 years, what's your cap? 64 versus 140. A lot of agents get tempted by that and they, oh honey, I got 70 grand, 90 grand. You can't do effing math.
I think
If you
she's
guys
kinda
want to
shocked.
recruit, you better learn your math. Nail your math. Got it? And show it to them and walk them through. I knew the numbers, but I wanted Kevin to come up with the numbers. That's the trick. Because if I tell him, he's not gonna listen. But if he came up with it himself, who owns the idea?
Well, and I'm bringing that. I have a meeting tomorrow morning. I have coffee tomorrow morning and Sunday with 2 potentials. I'm bringing that contract with me.
Yeah.
And saying
And
this is what I
break it
passed
down.
up. And if they can see it's in writing. This
And
is-
where did you come from? What agency?
I came, Realty Executives I was at, but I was with KW and Remax.
That is an $80,000 swing.
That's a lot.
And you're handcuffed
For 4 years.
for 4 years. You're their prisoner for 4 years.
With penalties. Anything could happen.
And it was penalties, like,
Yeah.
so the 6%, what's that from?
Okay.
That's the franchise
Every
fee
transaction. He has to pay.
Oh, every,
to
the company.
no matter what.
forever
on top of the split?
on top of the
Yes.
split.
Oh,
So
I
it really
don't
was,
even need to put numbers on the board, I know that don't add up, right?
but it was really an 84% split.
But
So
it
I'm making
still don't
80
add up right,
I'm making 80 here to start, you know what I mean?
Right.
I get to 100 pretty quickly.
quickly, yeah,
You
but
know,
it's
so
only
am I
60,
really?
right,
The downside is.
yeah.
You wanna move this up?
Yeah,
I'm good.
and then you
Thank you, Sam. All right.
and then you got no shares in their company.
Yeah.
That are under contract, right, the people that are under contract
Yeah,
are
that's the
stuck
problem.
there.
Yeah.
You know, but, so I had done 2 deals or something like that with that office in like 30 days on the buy side. And the agents that I was working with on the sell side were like, hey, he's easy to work with, he's low maintenance, you know, yada, yada, yada. And, yeah, they did, they didn't know me yet. And, we're on the AAC together, so she knows, that's such a lie. Yeah, they just were like, I heard good things, I did your numbers. And I said, I appreciate it, you know, I sit down with anybody who wants to sit down with me. One, cause I wanna learn everything about their company. And I wanna learn, if Tom is trying to recruit me and my name comes across Tom's desk, Tom's gonna be like, oh, I sat down with Kevin, he was low maintenance. He was a good guy, you know, let's see if we can work out this deal and see if Kevin gets it, and ultimately, then my client wins.
If anybody ever asks me to sit down with them, I always say, I will certainly listen to what you
Yeah.
say, as long as you listen to what I have to say.
I tell them on the phone, I'm not
Yeah.
leaving. I'm not leaving eXp, just whatever you wanna offer me is great.
Yeah.
I will sit down and talk with you and meet you and have coffee with you and enjoy the conversation.
So another thing is,
You should recruit
eventually,
them.
I would say that, Donna. But I think out of the gate, I go on interviews all the time, okay? Not as often anymore because the word is out that there's no way he's gonna get him, right? But I still go on interviews, and my intention is to truly seek to understand.
How they work, yeah.
Truly seek to understand, and my goal is to walk out that door with the paperwork in hand, like Kevin has the paperwork in hand. And then if you come to my home office, if you come to my house, I have a whole drawer with all the competitors.
I have Berkshire, I have William Raven.
It's all in my file.
Banker.
Why?
So you can use that
You have
to
leverage.
Recruit the people in that.
explain why
Why we're
a new agent should come join eXp.
Because you know
Yes,
their deal.
but no. Yes, but what else am I
Show that
looking
it's
for?
not worth for you to
See
leave.
the
You know
Worth
their
leaving for
deal
us.
already, you know what to offer, you know how to leverage with them.
And then what?
So that-
recruit them.
Use that to recruit.
Recruit who?
The agent,
Their
the
agents.
broker,
Yeah.
Yes!
Show
the
that.
broker.
The heaviest hitters in their office.
Yeah,
Yes.
the broker itself. That's
Well,
what
they
I'm
offer
saying.
him.
to
They
recruit
put it
them.
down.
Now do you understand? I mean,
Yes.
Yeah.
seek first to understand and then say, you know what, I'm curious. Thank you so much. Can you follow up with me? Let me sleep on it. Follow up with you tomorrow. Right? So if they're a good recruiter, they'll follow up with you tomorrow, the next day, and then you'll say, I did my math. And maybe my math is wrong. Can you help me with my math? Because I compare what you do versus what I have. Can we sit down and help me compare the math? Get them to do the math. And they're going to be thinking, when you leave that office,
Why am I here?
why am I here? I'm recruiting to an inferior model. That's why I have 1,000 people in the organization. Because I let them, I walk them through the process so that they own the idea. Right? When they own the idea, they're all in. We can't. The worst thing that I hear all the time about eXp is, you guys are all recruiters. What I'd love to hear is you guys are amazing advisors. And you really care about me. And you really care about my family and helping my family not make a mistake and leave $80,000 on the table. Wow, Tom, no one broke it down to me like that. That's why I'm gonna follow you, Kevin.
It's a no-brainer.
Right?
You know, they say we have shiny object syndrome.
We do.
And if we did, I would have gone.
Do you know how many, agents, that's the worst disease agents have, right? How many, every week
I think it's
I get
human beings
approached.
have.
Yes, human
Big,
beings.
why do we have shiny object syndrome? Why do agents have shiny object syndrome?
Always greener on the other side.
Something fast.
Go deeper.
They want
Yeah, you
quick
think it's
results.
shiny, you think it's greener on the other side.
And
Well,
so-
if your financial house is not in order, you're gonna be tempted by the first look.
And why
That's
isn't your
70 grand.
financial house in order?
Because
You haven't done the math.
you haven't done the numbers for yourself.
You haven't done the numbers. What else haven't you done?
the work,
The work. Thank you.
the work.
You can be very successful at any brokerage. Any brokerage. Most agents just don't put in the work. Right? You can be very successful at Coldwell Banker, at Sotheby's, at Remax, at Keller Williams. All of them are amazing brands. I never talk bad about any of our brands. Ever. Okay? I just know this is better. Because some agents want to do the work, but they don't know what work to do.
That's kind of where I'm at.
That's me. That's why
you-
I was able to answer that question.
You know, I'm a good teacher. I'm great at my job. When I'm doing my job, it's just finding the jobs to do. You know what I mean? Finding the work to
Yeah.
you know.
Really
All right.
That's-
prioritize
So let's
the
get into
work.
agent attraction then,
Yeah.
okay?
That's-
So, think back for a second, everybody. We're not gonna go around the room, but think back for a second. How were you approached? How many times were you approached?
Well, I was an easy sell.
Me too.
The universe led me.
I just knew
All right.
Tom and I think I was speaking to Tom when he had his own office and he was like, come over here, and I just know he always wanted to teach me. And I was like, you know what? I haven't done anything. And I've been interested in cloud-based. I've been asking some, hey, is there a way you can do the avatar thing with my real estate or something, and then he came along.
So relationships, right?
Yeah.
Relationships, if you know somebody, that's really important, right?
No,
Relationships help you to recruit.
Do you wanna move the table out of your
Right.
way? Do you wanna
No,
move it?
I'm good.
Okay, just wanted to make sure you're
I'm
comfortable.
good, thank you.
Okay.
But think back, how were you approached? Was it tasteful? If it is, remember that so you can do the same. Or was it untasteful? Remember that so you don't ever do that. How many steps did that person who recruited you take you through to get you to decide for yourself, this is the right move for me? If you were an easy recruit, why were you an easy recruit?
Well, so funny thing is just before I came to eXp, I read the Rich Dad Poor Dad book, and I thought I wanted to be a real estate investor. So I started going to investor meetups, and I met Melissa Darling, and I told her I wanted to be an investor. She said, "So if you want to be an investor, you should probably get your real estate license." I said, "Yeah, that's a good idea." So I did. And I saw her a couple months later. I went to another investor meetup. I go, back up a little bit. Before I went to this meeting, I picked up Success Magazine in Barnes and Noble, and eXp was in there.
Yeah.
And I was like, that sounds like a good brokerage. Yeah. And I go to the investor meetup like the next day, and I said to Melissa, "Hey, I got my real estate license." She goes, "Oh, you should come to eXp Realty." I go, "Okay."
So Melissa had the relationship with Jill. She had credibility because she's going to these investor meetings. So you have to ask yourself, if I'm going to be a massive recruiter, do I have credibility? Where do I have credibility? Do I run investor meetings, or am I a killer listing agent, or am I a killer buyer's agent, or am I a killer luxury agent, or commercial agent, a killer coach, or a killer mentor? Who am I? What's my best assets? And who might want to work with me about that? Now, instead of having a shotgun agent attraction approach, it is more fine-tuned,
Specific.
more specific, because then you begin to build your tribe, right? Okay, you got it. All right, let's break it down to very simple. Agent attraction. You'll find videos out there all over the place about how to attract you. I mean, if you YouTube, agent attraction techniques or recruiting to eXp, there's 1,000 videos. Okay, my favorite one, which is an oldie but goodie, is done by Rob Flick. Rob Flick is my upline.
Did you say Rob
Flick. Look, YouTube Rob Flick. The video is called, oh my God. The Wealth Chart.
The what? Wealth chart.
chart.
The Wealth Chart
Oh,
by Rob Flick.
Is Gogo in his line?
Yeah. Rob has 20,000 agents in his organization.
Well,
so
she uses the wealth chart.
The Wealth Chart, okay, by Rob Flick. It's an oldie but
It's on
goodie.
YouTube.
Yep, okay. Scott Lewis, my sponsor, who was sponsored by Rob Flick, has his own Wealth Chart thing. They're both good, but that's a classic. It goes through 5 steps of agent attraction. Okay, number 1. What's the first thing to do when you start agent attraction? I don't want to tell you, I want you to come up with the answer. If you want to start attracting agents, what should you do first?
Call it.
Talk to agents.
Start meeting agents.
Connect.
That's step 2.
Get your list together.
Boom! Make a list.
Make a list.
Does it sound like real estate? Make a list. Make a buyer list. Make a seller list. Make a farming list. Make a whatever list. Right? So here's the deal. I got called 7 years ago. 7 years ago next month. And the guy who called me first did not impress me. I knew him from the Asian Real Estate Association of America, where I was national president. And he was out of Las Vegas. And, sorry, I'm gonna turn this off. And what he said was, All he did was brag about what this great new company was gonna be, and he never asked me how I am. How's my business going? He just basically eXp'd all over me. Tom, you're such a rock star, man. You're gonna crush it. You're gonna make money off of other people. You know, I don't wanna make money off of people. I wanna serve people.
Right.
All right?
Yeah.
I wanna serve people. I wanna help people. That's why when Joe called, he didn't hesitate. Just get me on the calendar. Right? Wrong thing to say to me. But it was just like blabber. Noise. And then it wasn't more than 2 months later, I get another call from my sponsor, Tracy Gagnon. Okay? Tracy goes, Tom, if I can show you a business opportunity, by the way, she said this, if I can show you a business opportunity that's gonna radically change the face of real estate, especially in the way you and I get compensated and build generational wealth, giving you an exit strategy, would you be open-minded? Record that. I still use that today. If I could show you a business plan, a real estate business plan that has radically changed the face of real estate, especially in the way you and I get compensated and build generational wealth that comes with an exit strategy, are you open-minded? Got it, Donna?
I do.
All right,
explain
that
it
thing,
one
that saying
Can
has
you say it
helped me
one more
make
time?
$2 million in revenue share so far.
Tom, can you say it one more time?
If I can show you a real estate brokerage model that has radically changed the real estate industry and the way you and I get compensated, giving us an exit strategy, I use it different ways, but giving us an exit strategy and build generational wealth, are you open-minded to listening and learning?
What's the exit strategy?
Revenue share,
Oh, exit meaning.
exit strategy.
Oh, yeah.
Revenue share, building a real estate
Right,
team,
right.
which I have now, right?
Cause the only other way out of real estate is death. Death.
Yeah, because otherwise death, that's it.
Death.
Did you have a question?
I was saying, do they have to remain a part of eXp in order to get their revenue shares?
Yeah, you gotta retire your license with eXp and keep it active.
Okay.
But I was on the list. My point is, I was on Tracy's list. 7 years ago, the Asian money was coming in like crazy, buying cash all over the place. All over the world, Asian money was coming in, and she was very intentional. She wanted to find an Asian real estate leader to help her build her business, right? And she reached out to me. She joined the association that I was president at in San Antonio, Texas. So she called first, and I said, no, thank you. She called a second call, and I said, no, thank you. And then she joined the organization and says, I'm a member. And I couldn't say no anymore. Right? Hey, Tom, I just joined ARIA, the Asian Resident Association. Love your mission, blah, blah, blah. Can I have some time with you now?
Why did you say no thank you in the beginning?
Okay, I had sold my brokerage, Realty Direct, right in Massachusetts, 4 offices, 120 agents. I got 4 times earnings, and then I went to help build Carrington Real Estate. I did for Carrington Real Estate, what Compass has been doing, which is going out and buying brokerages. So they gave me basically a blank check to go buy brokerages for them. I helped them grow from 700 agents to 1,500 agents over the next two and a half years by buying brokerages. My contract was up with Carrington a year after that, and then every vendor came to me. Everybody. Keller Williams, Remax, Coldwell Banker, Realty, which is now the Anywhere company. They flew me down to Parsippany. They said, Tom, pick your franchise. Don't tell anybody. We'll just give it to you. Just go help us do what you did for your own brokerage and with Carrington Real Estate. Okay? And I said to myself, they all look like and smell like the same.
Same box.
Same box, yeah. Same box. Nothing.
No.
I was tired of getting my heart broken by training agents and then them leaving me. That was really at the end of the day. It's training agents for rookies to become rock stars, and then you get that knock on the door. You got a minute?
I want 100%, if not, I'm gonna
Now it's put by text.
You got a minute?
Email.
And then they leave. Right? And that was the real reason I said, I don't wanna do this again, right? But now this is lasting. So anyhow, I was on her list, make a list, okay? You have to keep adding to your list and taking names off of the list. Take that name off of the list by putting in a CRM, Consumer Relationship Management database. You guys all have one with KV Core. If you don't use KV Core, then just put it on your cell phone, put it on an Excel spreadsheet. I don't care what you do, any database will do. But if you don't put it on a database,
If
you're wasting your
anybody's
time.
looking for some creative ways to use
Okay.
KV Core too as your CRM, I've figured out some workarounds because I used to be in insurance and we had to use a CRM, and so I've created some ways to keep yourself on track with KV Core.
Thank you. Jill's awesome.
Thank you, Jill.
Okay. So number 2 is make the call, invite. That is a step in and of itself, becoming a professional inviter. Okay? To invite, here's the steps. Always pretend like you're in a hurry. Got it? I always call, it depends on who you're calling, but hey Kevin, you got 2 minutes? Hey Sammy, you got 5 minutes? I'm running out the door, but I had to make a call. I had to call you today. You're on my list, my priorities today, to give you a call. You got 2 minutes? Sure, Tom, what's up? Hey, if I can show you an opportunity, blah, 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 blah. Would you take the time to meet with me for 45 minutes? I'll come to your house tonight after dinner. If they said yes, cool. If they don't, if they say no, what is it? I said, well, you're not open-minded, it's okay. It's a takeaway approach. I don't want to tell them eXp. My goal for you is never to say the words eXp until they ask, what's the name of the company? That's a whole art in and of itself, right? So, professionally invite, but you have to be in a hurry. Why? The psychology behind it. Do you want to work with someone who's busy and successful, or someone who has all the time in the world to talk your ear off and get nowhere? Who do you want to be? Who do you want to work with as your partner?
The busy one.
The busy one, the time blocked one. The person who knows how to prioritize. Now, if they say, if you said 2 minutes and 2 minutes and 3 minutes goes by, you better get off the phone. Because you just lied to them. I do get off the, hey, man, I told you I just got 2 minutes. I'm running into an appointment. Can I call you later? Can I text you later? We'll spend some more time. By the way, can you jump on a Zoom call later? Because my schedule opens wide up later. Hey, I'm only 45 minutes from you. Why don't I just grab a cup of coffee? Meet you at the Starbucks. Or meet you at my office. I have an office in Hanson. I have an office in Braintree. Grab a Regis space. I have an office in Devon. Wherever they are, look at your Regis app. You guys know you all have access to Regis, right? I'll meet you in my office. It makes it so much more attractive. You have an office? Oh yeah, I'll meet you in my office. Send them the address. I use that all the time. I've used Regis offices across the world to recruit agents. So you have an office in Paris? Yep. You have an office in Greece? Yep. I've met agents in all these places. Got it? That's the invite. Okay? Number 3, show the plan. STP, show the plan. Show the program. Show the platform. Call it whatever you call it. Plan, platform, program, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Now, where do we find the program? The presentation.
Our recruiting website.
Yeah, on eXp Enterprise. It's all over there. Okay? If you go to eXp Enterprise, and you go into our marketing portal, our eXp presentation is right there. Our residential one, our commercial one, our luxury one, it's all in there. You have to do some homework, okay? Now, if you want, I make it very easy for you, and you can just go to my website. I make it available to everybody. agentsgetfree.com. When you go, agents get free. That's my goal, is to help agents get free. Go to the attraction services, attraction tab, and my presentations are there. Caveat, my presentations are not corporate approved. Got it?
As long as they work, it's all good.
But it works for me. All right, but if you want the corporate approved, just go to eXp Enterprise and you'll find it there, okay? Show the program is step 3. Don't tell them about the program, show them. Okay? Many agents that I've recruited over the years have been told the program. But none of those eXp agents have showed them the program. It's really important. Tell me about it. I knew you'd ask. When do you have 45 minutes for me? Because have you ever watched a good movie or heard a good, watched a good movie and then try to explain it? But you have to see it. Does that make sense? Right? I never have told them about eXp. We're gonna show it to you. Then you pull up the presentation. Now all of you can show the presentation. All of you.
Hit the play button.
Right? There's a video. When you can hit the video. I've taken that out of my attraction training. Okay. The videos are recycled and they end up joining somebody else, not under you, because you didn't show them the program.
I got you.
You didn't give enough value.
Yeah. I'm just a number to you. You're gonna send me a video? Come on now. We're talking about my life. Right?
Yeah, because they need a lead. Somebody to lead them in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because there's something new for them.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah.
Making a move is scary for people. As confident as I am, I was scared to make a move. What am I doing? Am I doing the right thing? I'm entrusting my whole career into this woman named Tracy and this guy named Scott. Are they gonna be here for me? Right?
And that's the big thing.
Tell me more about that, Kevin, when you say
That's
that.
the big thing, that I've gotten, I have one of my mentors, his sponsor left. And I just said I had an event on Monday night and he was there. He wasn't part of the wolf pack, but he was there because he's just a great guy, It was a CEU course.
Sure.
So he came and I was talking with one of these people and he said to the person that I'm having a meeting with tomorrow morning, you should join under Kevin. He's like, my person left.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, and who you join under here is really important.
It's real important.
Kevin's not going anywhere.
I know.
I mean,
And my
he
sponsor
doesn't
left
know that
and
for
didn't
sure.
even tell me she was leaving.
Yeah.
No.
So, but I think when somebody says that, I can prove it now with like these contracts that have been given to me.
Mhm.
Listen, I'm not just leaving. There's no shiny object here for me.
Sure. Love it. All right, so showing the program. If you can't show you can show the program. I don't say you can't. It's so easy. You guys know more than they do. And if you mess it up, they don't know.
They don't know.
Only you do.
I mean
Fix
it.
later.
They don't know. You know more than they do. All right? Number 4. Well, this goes 2 ways, right? 4 over here is you basically enroll them. 4 over here is you follow up. The fortune is in the FU. The fortune is in the FU, the follow up.
In this case, FU is not a bad thing.
Yeah. Okay. This would be great. It's probably a 10% chance. This is more like a 90% chance that will happen. And where agents mess up is they give up right here and they leave this 90% to a guy like me to follow up because they didn't know how to follow up. It's no different than going after a listing, after a buyer, after anything, life, dating. Follow up, follow up, follow up.
How long do you wait to follow up?
It depends. It depends on, you ask them. Most of the time, if you did a good job explaining it to them and then following up by giving them videos and marketing materials and luxury materials and commercial materials, and you fire off stuff to them, right? And then most of the time, I don't think most intelligent people are gonna say no. And if they do say no, I says no for now or no forever. Should I lose your number forever? Or should I call you again in
48
2
hours.
weeks, 48 hours, 2 months, 6 months? Most people, just call me every quarter or something. Okay, cool. Put it on your CRM and follow up with them every quarter. Right? I recruited James Huang, a commercial president. 5 years it took me to get Jim Huang. Imagine if I didn't follow up with you.
So statistics is
Okay?
from 5 to 12, you'll get 80% of the conversion. If you call them 1, 2, 3, it's from 3% to 10%.
Sorry, is that month or weeks?
No, the amount of
12
time that you
times
follow up.
call.
Oh,
If you
oh,
follow
how
up-
many times? Okay.
1, 2, and 3,
Yeah.
you get less than 10% of success.
Okay.
And then the 4th time, and then from the 5 to the 12th time, like sales, we do a lot of call nights, we call it, right? You call, and then the more you call, the number increases for you. So 5 years is what Tom was talking about with James, right?
Yep.
Basically, the bigger the fish, the more work you gotta put
Just
to get the fish.
Yes. Yes.
That's very
Yes.
good.
You got it.
Because these people are busy.
I just recruited Michael Levy, Grand Lux Realty, 100 plus agents in New York.
Wow.
Okay, he just he came over 2 weeks ago. eXp made a huge announcement all over the world, blah 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 about it. And after the second meeting, Michael says, "Yes, I'm in."
Wow.
After the second meeting,
4 years ago. Took him 4 years to make the move
Wow.
because his longest lease was 5 years long.
Mm.
So you had to stay.
He had 4 offices. The longest one he just signed a year ago, and he just is he gonna buy me out of my lease? Nope, we're cloud based. Fucking 4 years to join. Finally, he just terminated his last lease 2 months ago, and he's on board.
Congrats.
Yeah, okay. But that was 4 years in the making.
Goes back to relationship and follow
Okay.
up.
Michael was not a relationship for me. I walked into his office, right? My wife Marissa lives in Hartsdale, New York. He has an office in Scarsdale, one town over. His office is across the street from my father-in-law's favorite bagel shop. Every
So it
time
was
we
meant
go
for you to
there,
go there.
Every time we go there, he would want the bagels, and across the street, there's the office. So I literally walked in one day, and Michael was sitting there. And I wanted to understand his model, and he tried to recruit me.
Of course.
Of course he would.
Yeah.
So I didn't talk about eXp the first time. And then the second time we met, I talked about eXp. He goes, wow.
you did your math.
Huh?
You did your homework
You
on
did your
him.
I
homework.
did my homework. I understood his model. His model was all over the place. He has 50-50 split, 70 split, 70-30 split, 90-10 split. And I said, what's the qualifier? He goes, well, it depends. It depends on what, it depends on whether I like you or not.
Negotiations.
Yeah.
Negotiations.
I like you or not.
Yeah. All right. The 3-way call is probably the most important thing for you to do as part of the follow-up. Google 3-way call. I have it on my website. Hey, if I can get you on the phone with our CEO, Leo Pereira, would you take 45 minutes to listen to Leo? Hey, if I can get you to meet with my business partner, Michael Sherrard, who makes over, $1 million a year in real estate, would you make the time to meet with Michael Sherrard? Hey, if I can get you to meet with Rob Flick, who has about 80% of the company in his revenue share organization, would you take 20 minutes to speak with Rob? Hey, if I can get Tom Truong to meet with you, will you buy him coffee?
Yes, from Starbucks.
She's springing.
I've said that. I'm not gonna buy
That's
you
luxury
coffee because
coffee.
I'm offering you something. You're gonna buy my sponsor, Scott Lewis, coffee. If I can get you to sit with Scott Lewis, who makes over $1 million a year in revenue share and has a lifestyle as fishing today and blah blah blah, but he still loves on people, would you buy him a steak dinner? So he can show you how he can do how he can help you do it. That's posture. Because Kevin, what that agent's gonna say is, who the heck are you? Without being offensive, without being, like, wow, no one's ever talked to me like that before. I have to buy you dinner? Oh man, if you knew what I know, right? It's so important. And then,
So as far as the three-way call, someone in my upline, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He was, when I was first started, I tried doing some recruiting, and we did Zoom calls with some potential recruits, and this guy talked so long and so boring that it turned these people away, and then that turned me away from doing rev share. So how do you get somebody helpful to do the three-way call with you?
well, you find out who they are. What did you say?
Call Tom.
Find out who they are and prep the call. Who's that person who's gonna do the three-way call for you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And have you laid out why are we
Doesn't have
doing
to
the
be your
three-way
direct
call?
sponsor.
So
It
you
doesn't
have to
be-
call and interview the people in your upline as to who you want to be in your
It
corner.
doesn't have to be-
Yes!
Look at other people up.
Or
Yeah.
another successful agent at eXp, because they made the move for a reason.
Guys, I'll give you my cell phone. Ready? 617-312-0838. That's my cell phone. Text me, please. I'd be happy to jump on a three-way call for you
I'm sorry.
after you after you go through these steps here and you show them the program.
617-312.
0838. This is where you can bring me in for the three-way call.
After you already in.
Okay?
Jill, do you know who Mike Sherrard is? Have you ever seen him or heard him?
Yeah, and so funny thing is,
Because he's not for everybody.
no, I wanted
Yeah,
to join I wanted to, like, I found some stuff on the Wolf Pack, and I'm like, oh, I didn't realize his thing was a recruiting thing, and I was like, oh, I'd like to be on your team. He's like, oh, it's not for eXp agents who have already signed on. I'm like, oh shit, like,
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
not for
that's, I
everybody.
don't know why Mike does that, man.
So
It's
I
crazy.
brought somebody in, Kim Shagnon,
Yeah.
who's part of, she was a broker at DCU, right? She ran DCU for 20 years. So she had a team of like 15 coming with her, right? Kim is very laid back, very nice. She's not Mike Sherrard. So I went above him and I called Connor.
Connor Steinbrook,
Connor,
okay?
right? And Connor's not for everybody either, but I thought he'd be a better fit for Kim.
Yep.
So I got on a call with Connor. So it's really,
It's kind of like knowing who you're recruiting.
Right,
It's
knowing-
sort of like a listing presentation.
matching.
It's
because she's met Kim as well, so she knows, Kim's very low key.
Yeah.
Very,
see, that's me. I'm low key. I'm not competitive, and I'm not pushy. I'm not aggressive at all.
But just try to talk to the people above that person and see if they'll help. Everybody here will help.
Most people will help.
Yeah,
Chris
you know what I mean?
Hebert, that was his name.
Yep.
You know him?
I know Chris. Yep.
Nice guy, but he can talk. And when people are not, like, he can't take a hint when somebody's not listening anymore.
So what I've done here is I've taught you and I've asked for your feedback all the time, haven't I? Right, that's my style, right? And so put something out to the universe and then get feedback from everybody, right? That's how you draw the crowd in.
Should be
and,
more engaging.
and get them more engaged, right? So remember, when you're doing that, when you're recruiting, make sure it's not one-way communication like what you just
Yeah,
described.
yeah.
You gotta take a pulse, you gotta take a temperature, like how
I
are
don't
we
want
doing
somebody
here?
talking at me. I want someone
Yeah.
talking to me,
Something that
with me.
Go ahead.
something that probably would have turned me off was like it kind of seeming like a cult. Like Bauman's my sponsor, I think you know him.
Yeah, of course.
And he brought me to like this networking event like very early, and everyone was like, I love eXp, like all wide-eyed, like eXp is so awesome, like you're gonna make so much money. I was like, what is going on? Like, did you just bring me to like a cult meeting? Like, I'm scared.
But you drank the Kool-Aid, didn't you?
Bauman is he's really close friends with my uncle, and he talks about eXp too. And my uncle was like, oh, like I play cricket with this guy, and like he really loves his company. And I was like, oh, okay, like cool, like I'm brand new, I just got my license, I'll join. But if it wasn't for him, I probably would have been like, oh my god, these people are in a cult, and I'm scared.
It is a little bit of a cult,
So
in a good way.
who showed you the program?
Well, he did. It wasn't him. He was really good. It was like the people that he like.
Had at
It
that
wasn't
event.
even the people that he directly introduced me to. It was just like other people that were around, like the people that he was like, oh, this is a good person to talk to. They were good. It was like I guess like kind of background characters. I don't want to say that, but like
Okay.
like the other agents.
You're talking about
Yeah.
Brian White, Kenny Olson, who?
Yeah. No, those guys are great. It was like the people that he just brought me to. Like he just brought me to an event with a lot of agents.
Got it.
And a lot of those
wait,
other-
was this the regional rally?
Yes.
Oh yeah, when you come to regional rally, just like drinking
Yeah,
Kool-Aid,
that
too.
was my first exposure.
I was that guy that's like running the cult.
You come to a regional rally, you went to a cult.
That's a cult for sure.
My first, like,
That was my first
exposure.
exposure.
So listen, we have regional rallies. Good point, Isabel, right, Isabel?
Yes.
Okay, so remember, when we do regional rallies, we promote the heck out of it. If you're bringing a guest, please prep the guest. Hey, this might seem culty, but it's okay. Just prep them. Sort of like when we go into a home inspection, prep the buyer. You know, the home inspector's job is to scare the living lights out of you. They're gonna come up with 100 things. But don't let that scare you. We're gonna work through everything. You prepare the buyer, right? You prepare the seller. Hey, they're gonna be lowball offers. The first offer might be the strongest offer. You gotta prep them. I mean, we're pros.
Psychology.
Prep people, right? Number 5. So important. Support. Support. I mean, you know, Sam probably gets a text, at least one text or two from me every month. You do too, at least every month. What can I do for you? Probably more with my emails, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
With my
Emails, I was like, oh, that's how I knew about this.
Support.
So
I didn't know it was today.
the reason I'm here today is 2 things. 1, I got his email. 2, I wanted to check out the Hanson office if I need to plug in. Say, hey Joe, can I use your office to do agent attraction or to meet a client or whatever the case is. So you have to have that face to face. If you don't, you just go to CE events and
Are
meet
you warm?
each other. It doesn't
I'm good.
resonate as much. So I'm gonna accomplish 2 things, right?
Yep.
So I got his email.
Yep.
I didn't tell him that I'm coming,
Yeah.
right? So he saw me, he's like, the hell? And then I
You got my email?
Yes, I do. Clarence is calling me.
Clients more
He was invited. He was
sponsor.
invited.
Yep.
So he doesn't come to anything.
I got your email.
So support, guys. What does support mean? Are they plugging into the weekly state meetings? Right? My frontline agents, my tier 1s and my tier 2s, I make sure that they absolutely know without a doubt, every week we have live meetings on our campus, right? And if they don't show up, and I remind them at the beginning, you probably forget, but at the beginning I reminded
need
you,
to know now,
state
'cause I
meeting,
do.
state meeting, and then
I be
Every
forgetting the
Wednesday,
ones on the world. I
9
be
a.m.
forgetting them. I do
Okay.
be forgetting them.
contracts training class.
That's where you learn all the pertinent information
all of this
relative
stuff,
to your business
right.
every week.
I know, I think
Now
it's-
you can do the reverse, by the way. This doesn't have to be the exact step, right? But many times I invite them right to the support. Meaning, I need more leads. Okay, come to the lead generation class. Actually, let me book an appointment with our lead, book an appointment with KV Core. You guys know you can book an appointment with KV Core?
For what?
So they can teach you how to generate leads.
Training.
Yeah, training.
They do have that.
Mm-hmm.
No one ever uses it, but you can actually book one with a professional lead generator trainer from KV Core to sit with you on Zoom and your prospect and just talk about.
How do we book that appointment?
Go to KV Core and book an appointment.
Go to support.
Under support.
Go to support. Yep. So show them what it means to be with this brokerage instead of telling them. Hey, want to come to our state meeting? We're going to talk about, the post NAR settlement. And by the way, if you come to the meeting, we'll give you the forms too. Maybe your broker hasn't come up with the forms yet, but we already have the forms that we're sharing with the world. Didn't we do that? Show them.
And also, we have.
Show them
Well,
what it means
we're
to be
sharing
with us.
our forms
Yeah.
with people.
Oh, yeah.
Our forms are universal now.
Yeah, Leo
We don't-
Correa said that.
Yeah.
I
So I
don't,
know somebody that was on the Massachusetts, the the Board of Ethics class with our board, with the MAR. And they said on the meeting, go to eXp. This was a month ago, go to eXp, they have the best forms out there.
I think
So
it's
on that
nationwide.
meeting with everybody in Massachusetts,
Mhm.
our board of the MAR said,
Yep.
and this was the ethics class.
Yep.
And they're saying, go to eXp.
I think it's nationwide. A lot of brokerage in California.
They're
Because
using our
they got in
forms.
trouble.
They're not even using the state forms, they're using our
Yes.
forms.
Yeah, because their forms are like 14 pages just for a listing or a buyer's agreement. It's 14 pages that they have to go through. So it's like how we're gonna print this and present it to a prospective client on the spot.
I got two different
That's right.
ones. though.
That's right. All right, so
But you-
questions,
you
guys?
told me I had
Questions
to
so far? I can get into a lot more detail about scripts and stuff, by
Can
the
you
way.
show some scripts?
Sure. So, on agentsgetfree.com,
Okay, go on there and get some
Um,
scripts about-
I have invitation scripts for you.
Okay.
Just go there and pull it down.
Is they
Okay.
social media driven, like?
It's all, there's so much stuff.
thank you for coming.
Oh, thank you for having me. I am so sorry, I have to fly.
You go, of
Yeah.
course. See you later. Good.
Yeah,
a great
good to see
weekend.
you.
All right.
All right, bye everyone.
Jen, are you by chance you might text?
Okay. I will.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go through this. We have another hour and we're done, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. 50 minutes. Okay. All right. Rules of agent attraction. Number one, don't take it personally. When they say no,
Next.
next opportunity. No means next opportunity. Don't take it personally. You caught them at a bad time. Maybe the spouse just yelled at them. Maybe.
I like how you put it though.
They're just
Is
not
it no
warm enough.
now or is it no forever?
Yes.
I like that.
Thank you.
That's great.
That was good.
Yep.
Is it no now? You know, you're just asking a question, you're just
That's right.
getting information. Is it no now or is it no forever?
Right. Right. So I have a guy
It's not
named.
rude.
It's not rude at all.
No, it's not rude.
Right.
And it, I think it's being more courteous
Yes.
than anything else, so
Yes.
I
Okay.
stole one.
Of course.
Most of the time, we're intruding in their life. you
Right,
know,
right,
we're-
that's what I'm
we're-
saying.
We
You
throw
don't know,
the stone
I mean-
and we're causing a ripple, and it's not aligning with what they're doing right now. You know.
If you take that personal, like how you could be a salesperson.
That's right. You caught them at a bad time.
Yeah.
Maybe they're trying to run to, a baseball game with their kids, and you just caught them at the wrong time. Blah blah blah. You never know. Okay. Be yourself. I think being yourself is really important. If you're using a script, then master that script so it comes out in your own tone, your tonality, your smile. Enthusiasm is contagious.
I would take a script and read it and then write it out in your own words and then read it again
And then rehearse it.
and rehearse it in your own
With
words.
somebody else.
With
And then
someone else.
practice. Okay? And then be confident. Confidence a smile, it comes right through, right?
It's detected.
It's 100%. Lack of confidence and confidence, 100% comes right through. The phone comes through body language, comes through everything, right? I said be in a hurry. So, warm market prospects. Warm is somebody you've done a deal with. You sit on a board together. They know you, right? Hey, I don't have a lot of time to talk, but it was really important that I reach out to you today, right? So different scripts here, and then it goes, compliments, number 2 is you want to maybe compliment the prospect. Hey, you did a great job on that closing. Your office sent the money pretty quickly to me, and I appreciate that, right? I'm really happy that you're so experienced that you worked through the home inspection items with your seller and they were able to concede some of these things to get us to the closing table. I love working with a pro like you. Compliment them. And I just left it at that, didn't I? Next day you can call them, or next week you can call them and set up the appointment. Because sometimes I think, I hear agents do that all the time, make that mistake, at least is how I attract, is you compliment somebody and then you hit them with the ask and then that compliment just got minimized to here.
Absolutely.
You just minimized it right now. I'm here rather than just leave it at that. Man, I really enjoyed working with you, Kevin. You're a pro.
USA Today, about 15 years ago, had a thing about coaching. I coached my kids in everything, right? Everything. And they asked the kids, you know, on the ride home, who would you rather ride home with, your parents or your grandparents? And they all, like 90% said grandparents. Because grandparents were like, that was a great goal. That was such a great goal, but you know, Grandma, that was on my team. You know, and they'd be like, "Who cares? It was great." You know, so they said if you can change the word "but" with "if," you did an amazing job on this transaction. And then if you went "but," I'd love to talk to you about eXp. Down the drain.
So if you say "if," I can tell you
If
about.
you know, if we
Or
could
do it
talk
the
later,
next day.
or if we could talk later, that'd be great. You know.
Yeah, thank you. Just, I'd love to grab a cup of coffee with you,
Yeah.
Kevin, and talk business and talk shop and compare notes. I use
word
that all the
"but"
time.
with "if," they said was huge.
Which
It's
other?
tough to do.
Yeah, it's tough to do. Okay. Some compliments. You've been very successful, and I've always respected the way you've done business. Right. You've always been supportive of me, and I appreciate that so much. It's just like an old manager, an old broker that you used to work with. All right, maybe someone on the board that you serve with that you know, they're the chair of the board and you're a board member. You have a great mind for business and can see things other people don't see. Tracy Gagnon used something like that for me. She goes, "Start my stocks to your social media. I see you're a CFO by training. So you must dot your I's and cross your T's with your business plan and your brokerages, right?" She said something like that and got my attention. Rather than just saying a no, or "Tom, do you know what you're saying no to?" Because you're a CFO by training. You don't know what you're saying no to yet.
So she researched you.
She researched me. She researched that heck out of me.
That's the best way to go. You know who you're talking to.
Yep. Don't be too creepy about it, of course. Okay.
Just talk to the professionals.
A cold call. You've been one of the best agents I've had the opportunity to work with. Well, that's not really cold. I've been paying attention to your business, and I have to say it's impressive what you've accomplished. So I have out-of-state agents that are my front line that I've recruited, right? And I've used that line because I basically go on Zillow or Realtor.com and I request a showing, and then they call me and I start building a relationship. And then I get on the drip email campaigns And then when they email me, like all of you guys get spam emailed by other agents, I actually reply to, my executive assistant replies to every one of them. Thank you, that looks like a great listing. Who do you think might be the best buyer for this house? That's a script that she uses all the time. If there was one buyer, who would that buyer be? So I respond automatically to every email that comes in that pushes out a listing.
Do you have a list of those kind of responses that you, your admin sends out to these?
That's
it?
That's the one. I just gave it to you.
Oh,
That's a
okay.
great
That's the
listing,
only one.
congratulations. If there was one right buyer, who would that be? How'd you get them to respond to you again? And your name just popped out of the 2,000 emails that they spammed everybody on. That's how I brought on the Compass team. I was on their email list. And I kept, every time, I just responded. This guy, Tom Truong, is paying attention to me. So when I call him, I'm not a stranger anymore. Right? Okay? Sometimes you're at a networking event. Hey, how's business? Oh man, that's so slow. Interest rates have, whatever the excuse is, you're looking for the pain, right? And you just store it. So when I go to networking events, I ask people, tell me about you, tell me about business, how's the business, blah, blah, blah. And if they say something important, I find a good break and I walk out of the room, I go to somewhere outside and I take notes, I create their business card, write my phone contact, and I put the notes in their contacts. And then I make a calendar, a reminder for myself to call them whenever I have available. And then I say, hey, when you told me at the party that you wanted to sell 20 homes this year, were you serious? When you told me that your brokerage didn't have enough lead generation tools for you, how serious were you, Isabel? I'm really serious. I'm about to quit, but I don't want to quit. Wow, so if I can show you an opportunity where you can generate more leads than you can handle, that normally costs about $7,000 to $8,000 a year for the software, and I can get it to you perhaps for free if you qualify. Would you give me 45 minutes? I can show you how you generate more leads than you can handle. Got it? Sometimes I say, man, I've been working on this team forever, and man, I joined the team because he said he's gonna give me leads, but I've got no leads. And my own self-generated lead, he's taken 50%. How do you feel about that? Right?
Mm-hmm.
All the scripts are there, guys. Okay, if I can show you a way to grow your real estate business, lower your cost, create a passive income, and build an exit strategy, would you be open to it? That's what I was saying I said at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Are you open-minded to adding a new revenue stream to your real estate business? Here's what I use, it's not on here, to broker owners. Hey, do you offer your agents healthcare? What do you think the majority of broker owners say?
No.
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 So how's that help you with your retention?
Look at my spouse still works.
You like that, Isabel? How does that help you with your retention? You're just asking questions, you're not telling them. Well, what do you got in mind, Tom? Well, if I can show you a healthcare plan that you can get involved with, that will probably reduce your cost, give you better coverages, lower your deductibles, and provide it all to your agents, would you give me 45 minutes? Okay. Hey, we just started with a new company. Hey, I've just started with a new company and I'm really nervous. Before I get going, I need to practice on someone friendly. Would you mind if I practiced on you? Tracy gave me that script 7 years ago. I used it on my sister, younger sister, while we were on vacation. She goes, of course you can practice on me. She went and she renewed her real estate license. And now her organization has over 130 agents paying her revenue share. down in Florida. And I said to Elizabeth, my younger sister, make me the biggest, baddest list you have. She says 6 icons in her organization. Right, Michelle Ronaldi is the one comes to mind. Michelle was the icon of the year 2-3 years ago. And Michelle's kids go to school with Elizabeth's kids. I said, Beth, don't be shy. Give me the best badass real estate agents you know and put me to work for you. That's what I did. I recruited for her. Okay. This script can be used. Hey, we just launched a new country, right? And we're looking for some rock stars in that country. Do you know anybody in Colombia, in Puerto Rico, in Brazil, in New Zealand, wherever we launched? Peru, whatever, right? That's why I have international business as well. Okay. All right. Questions, guys? I think I'm gonna, this scripts, you guys just find it. It's all there for you.
Perfect.
Okay, let me see now.
Yeah, I said 11 to 1,
Question.
Tom, but if you feel like you're, wrapping up, it's fine.
No,
I'm
I'm here. I'm here till 1.
I have
I
one
I
question.
just wanna answer questions for you guys. Yes,
Do you
Morgan.
just recruit making calls, or do you recruit also via social media? For example, like LinkedIn or places like that, because that's the professional site, so I just use that.
In the beginning, I would recruit on social media, LinkedIn, all of that.
And
Now,
how'd that work for you then?
it works pretty well.
Oh, okay.
It works pretty well. But now I literally have more people, Markena,
That you don't need to know.
I'm just meaning I have more people to call on to show them the program, and I don't do it. And I don't do it.
I have a question.
I'll do it for
Did you
you.
go after new agents or more seasoned agents?
In the beginning, in the beginning, everybody.
Everybody.
In the beginning, everybody, Kevin. Now, all seasoned agents.
I got like 17 in my downline, right? But
Beautiful.
and these 2 that I have this weekend, they're newer, but they're rentals. They're from Woodjacks.
Sure.
And I think they could be really good. But they've been doing the rentals for a while, so I think I consider them a seasoned agent more
Sure.
than they probably consider themselves.
Sure.
But there's some big agents that I want to go after in my neck of the woods.
Yeah. It's so worth it to go after the big agents.
Yeah.
It's just a bigger fish, so you're gonna put more work into it. That's all.
I'm gonna call Tom.
Maybe not.
I don't know because
More work is getting a rookie agent and you're helping them for 2 years and they don't close the deal and they quit.
Right. I think going after the bigger agents, might be a little easier with the fees that they pay compared to, when they see the light, because they do the math.
Yeah,
Do the
The
math.
smaller agents don't do the math.
That's right.
No, when I meant like more work is probably like be more
And the
patient,
path
because
is
these
easier.
people are most likely
It's
busier
easier for them to
than the
path
regular
with bigger
agents, so
agents, so it's
you
more
have to be
incentive.
like more
3.2
patient with them.
Right?
If they
In
say
my neck
no
of the
right
woods
out of the gate,
it's
you know,
5
it's
Right?
just like,
Exactly.
Yes,
Maybe.
that's true.
Might be 2.
So
If
then
they
they
say
think
no
that
right at the gate, says, hey, I caught you,
after 6
I might have
months
caught you at a
or
bad
4
time.
months,
Yeah.
I'm capping and keeping.
Yeah.
100%.
How far does your
It's
calendar
another
go out?
attraction for
Yeah.
them.
like,
I asked that question.
yeah, I know you're a busy
How far
person,
does the
so-
calendar go out?
Yeah.
3 weeks? 3 months?
Right.
I'm time blocked. I can put you in for 3 weeks or 3 months. But this is really important. And I want to be the person who shares it with you. Right? Confidence. You got to be confident. Man, if you knew what I know, you want to take my appointment. That's the message. Right?
And every time when you have conversation with them, just take notes and use those notes for the next call.
That's right.
So you show them that you paid attention on what they said.
Yes. Exactly.
I was gonna say, like, with the notes thing, do you usually put like personal information in there too?
I do.
Cause like Kenny told me to do that.
Yep.
He did one for me and he showed me, like, he put like Isabel, like new
Yep.
agent, addiction counselor, so he was like,
Yep.
I'll remember these things. So,
Yes.
is it better, like, if you're following up with someone to bring up something about business, or like oh, does your kid still play violin? Like something random. Either depends on the
either or.
vibes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just having that data, and I learned that from Kenny, by the way.
Okay.
When I met Kenny Olson's in our revenue share organization, right? I recruited Kenny, and he'll tell you the story. 2 other people tried to recruit him, and they couldn't get to him, right? And the line I said to Kenny is, Kenny, do you trust me? Yeah, of course I trust you, Tom. Well then, have a cup of coffee with me, because I don't think you understand eXp the way I understand it. That's what I said to Kenny. All right? He goes, wow. I mean, in the back of his mind is, wow, this guy is confident. I better listen. And as soon as I showed it to him, he'll tell you, he went home to his wife and says, honey, I think I gotta move that night. And his broker lives next door. They built the houses together. Kenny built Bob Simone's business for him.
Did you tell the Don Choi story?
Oh yeah, Don Choi. So, Tracy Gagnon, I signed up on December 17th, 2017, never forget it. And I said, Tracy, I'll sign up and I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna go on a 2-week vacation to Florida. And when I come back, I'm ready to go. So I came back January 3rd, 24th, and then I used that script. I made the list. Don Choi was on that list, right? One of about 100 people on that list. And that week, the first week in January, Tracy Gagnon and Scott Lewis flew from San Antonio to Boston to help me recruit. I rented a restaurant in Newton Center, up on the 2nd floor, and I guaranteed them 60 meals over 2 days.
I went there.
You were there?
I was there. Wow.
That was the first time ever.
Wow.
I made literally 100 phone calls for that week, and I basically had about 15 people show up on Friday 11 a.m. and then if they couldn't make 11 a.m. I said, how about 1 p.m. and they said, I'm busy on Friday, how about Saturday 11 a.m. or Saturday 1 p.m. and I guaranteed the restaurant 60 meals out of my own pocket. Don Choi is one of those agents. Okay. As soon as he saw the program, he goes, I'm in. He left his commercial brokerage. He was with where he done this commercial. He left his commercial brokerage, came over. We didn't even have commercial. So he's like out there on him on his own. Didn't have CoStar, didn't have LoopNet, didn't have nothing. But he believed in the model. Okay. In that room was Dick Lee on Saturday. Dick Lee was a mortgage broker that tried to chase my business. I never gave Dick and Pauline one mortgage, but he called on the right week. I said, hey dude, you want to sponsor my event? He goes, yeah, I'll sponsor because you want to get in front of me.
Yep.
Right? So he paid for lunch the next day on Saturday.
Oh, beautiful.
That's funny.
So he's in the back of the room, and afterwards, Dick comes up. Oh, and I met Dick through Don Choi, by the way.
Oh, okay.
That's how the relationship happens.
Yep.
And he comes up and goes, can I do this too? I'm like, are you licensed? He goes, I have to be licensed. I go, you gotta be licensed? He goes, my wife's licensed. I'll make her move. And so I'm thinking, okay, cool. Let's stack him under Don Choi, right? Don, this is your first recruit. There you go. Because Don's the first one to believe in that program. I said, I'll stack him under you. December 20th, 2022, 2 years ago. Don Choi gets hit by a semi-truck and dies on impact in Tampa, Florida. It was a foggy day, the truck didn't see him, crushed, died on impact. Dick Lee and I were doing eXp Explained in Worcester, and my phone is buzzing, Dick's phone is buzzing from one of our agents in Florida, and I said, Dick, can you take the phone call? You know, Victoria's calling us. She's in our organization. He passed away. At that point in time, he had about 345 agents in his organization. the majority of that built by Dick Lee. Okay? Today, Don has over 460 in his organizations, half of my, little bit less than half of my revenue share organization. Okay? And his wife Han and the 2 kids still get revenue share today. Is that life-changing?
Wow.
Okay, we just went from revenue share, we just upgraded to revenue share 2.0, if you guys are understanding. Revenue share 2.0 gave her a massive raise. She didn't have 5 qualifiers ever. When Don was alive, he had 5 qualifiers. He got to pay level 2. But when Glenn changed it to revenue share 2.0, we all get paid up to 3 levels without qualifiers.
So I don't understand that.
Okay, her revenue share went from basically $200 to $400 a month to like $5,000 to $10,000 a month. Almost replace her full-time income.
Wow.
As soon as her 2 girls go to college, she says, Tom, I'm coming to build eXp, but I can't right now. I have my full-time job. I'm a widow. I got 2 kids. I gotta make sure they get through high school. Okay, but that's revenue share. That's life changing.
So how did it not stop when he passed away?
So revenue share is willable.
It's willable.
Okay.
But you have to be a licensed agent.
So her Han, right away, I called Han, Dick and I called Han, go get your license right away, right? As soon as she got her license, Don stock vested right away.
So you will it to your spouse?
You can will it to anybody with a real estate
Anybody with a
license.
They have to have a license.
Well, in
So
mine,
she
my
didn't
daughter-
have a license at the time
He's
he
the one that-
passed.
yeah, we did
She went out and
convention.
got it.
Yep.
Oh, so
Right
she could
away.
get it after the
And,
fact.
and you can get it at, so
Yeah,
you
you have
can
up
get
to
it
a year.
up to a year.
Oh.
Yeah, up to a year to assign, to have someone slipped in that position and then will it to them.
That's huge. That's
Okay,
huge.
so you have to have it willed before, like you have to have it written out?
Every one
Is
of
it-
you, if you haven't
Yeah.
filled out that form, fill out that frickin' form.
Where do you get the form?
It's online somewhere.
Enterprise
Okay.
Just go to accounting. If you have a question,
Go to
go
the
to
state.
accounting.
Okay,
I was gonna say, go to the state boardroom, they'll tell you exactly what.
okay, cause my daughter's brilliant, she could get a real estate license in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So,
My oldest daughter Olivia got her license on her 18th birthday. On her birthday.
My daughter
She
did
was
too,
not
but
leaving that
does
on
she
the
use
table.
it? No. My daughter has her license too, she keeps,
Mhm.
so I'm.
So that's a Don Choi story. Okay, a similar story happened to a guy named Larry Zanis down in Florida. Also my organization, and his wife Linda has residual income now. He has about 60 agents in his organization, and that's all willable, guys. That's generational wealth.
And it doesn't stop,
Yeah.
because if somebody in that organization gets somebody, it's still in his organization.
You know, the other guy who had an amazing story was the guy who's like 9 feet tall.
Yeah.
His mother. Right.
Pat Manning.
And his mother.
Worked to the day she
right
died.
to the day she died. She was working on a deal in the other room and passed away, and that's why he came over.
Yeah.
Because he knew that that was the only way out. They literally.
Literally the only way out is eXp because of mom.
Yeah. That's like
His mom passed doing a deal.
That's not funny.
Stressful buyers.
And she was like 88 years old. I mean, that
Oh,
goes to
she's-
show you.
And
she
Pat
never
grew
gave
up seeing no exit strategy.
Right, there was no exit strategy, that's a huge word to use when recruiting as an exit strategy. I mean, as much as you love real estate and love people, the changes in the industry make it tough to work and tough to get money, and look what happened in Florida. All those people that had those properties under agreement are no more.
oh
So
Jesus,
their
right?
income, they just lost all those deals.
Yeah.
So having
Yeah.
revenue share
Yeah.
is huge,
Yeah.
because you don't have to recruit where you eat.
No, and
It's not
remember,
like
you know, so, yeah, I mean,
We can recruit
we
out of
have the
town.
opportunity to build a
Worldwide.
sustainable revenue stream that is not dependent on one geographic area, right? Florida gets hit with the hurricane. If you are a diverse and you have revenue share in California and Texas and Hawaii, blah, blah, blah. Oh, when Hawaii went through that stuff, I have an organization in Hawaii. If that was my only source of income, I'd be broke. But it's all spread out across the country. So it's part of the business plan. And you guys have all that
I
opportunity.
think we ought to
That's how
have a
my
little,
sponsor is.
like,
Huh?
gathering
That's how my
here to
sponsor is.
practice.
Yeah.
He has agents all over the.
All over the world, yeah. Yep, and that's all by design,
Every
right?
time you go on vacation, talk to agents, and you get to write your trip off.
I'm the worst.
You get to write your
I
trip
go
off.
to-
You worse, you do it?
I
I do it all the
I
time.
do.
Good for you.
I go, well, I wanna get licensed in North Carolina and South Carolina, so I've already been into their offices. I go
Yeah.
to Hilton Head every year,
There you go.
and there's two agencies, there's two eXp brokerages, one in Bluffton and one in Hilton Head.
So I just wanna mention, before you all leave, right, if you are not already following me on social media, my scan links are on the board. But, no, I'm serious, follow me, I will follow you back. That's, because that's one way to grow our
Yeah.
social media, so.
Yeah.
I did that with some strangers online on Instagram and literally got like over 60 something people started following. I have no clue who they are, none whatsoever.
Wow.
But they did that little thing, practice, and we follow you and we follow each other, and leave a comment too. So I tried that out, and that actually worked.
As a newer agent, it's just, would you recommend that I just start following some bigger agents and just start commenting on their stuff? Kind of like just to get myself warm to them so they recognize who I am
Sure.
before I would reach out to them about, offering this to them? Or do you just cold, or you just cold?
Just go to open houses.
Yeah, I try to open
I,
house agents all the time.
Well, it depends on what your goals are.
Yeah.
Right? It
Yeah.
depends on what your goals are. I mean, do you wanna, like, do you wanna, like, treat agent attraction as a business? Or treat it as, hey, if it happens, great, if not, it's my hobby.
Oh, I would like for it to be business.
Yeah, Christie's
Then
into
cold call.
that.
Yeah.
Then cold call.
Yeah.
Right? When I saw this program, my goal, let's see, so 7 years ago, I am not shy about sharing my income. My tax return says income at $500,000. Okay? About 350 of it came from my sales, real estate sales. Right? So I sold about $15 million in real estate, and that's how much I would clear. Okay? And then my investments was the other 150 from real estate holdings. Okay? My goal was to make at least $20,000 per month residual income, mailbox money,
Passive income.
passive. Back then, my passive was no more than $5,000 per month. And I needed to quadruple that passively. Okay, yes, I made money, but it all went out. Just spent, right, college tuition. Wow, that's gross, that's not after taxes. Right? After taxes, a lot less. And then you got college tuition and you got blah, 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 lifestyle, blah, blah, blah. And I said to my sponsor, they asked me, Rob Flick asked me, how much would it take you, how much do you need in the bank account that hits your bank account every month on the 20th of the month to be free? Okay, my mantra was to be personally, financially, and location free. Do whatever the heck I want, wherever I want. And that number for me was 20 grand. This is answering your question here. And I asked Scott Lewis and Rob Flick, well, how fast will it take me to get to 20,000? And the answer was, well, how fast do you want to go?
Yeah.
How much you want to work?
Up to you.
I was working 10 hours a day doing real estate, 70 hours a week. Some days I work 14 hours. Let's get real, right? To sell that much houses, that's a lot of, and real estate investments is a lot of work, right? So realistically, I was working 70 hours a week. That might make up about 5 to 6 days. And have a day off, sometimes 2 days off, right? Does that sound like you guys? Just being real here,
No,
right?
No, I'm not working enough.
that sounds
Yeah,
like what
I
we
am not
might
working
want
enough.
need to do, but
Okay.
Make that much.
definitely don't.
But that's really where I was in going into ending of 2017. That was my life. Okay. Scott goes, Tom, I did this in 1 year because I focused 8 hours a day in agent attraction. It's all Scott did. Scott's never sold a house. Ever. He ran a Century 21 office for his then, now ex-wife, Tracy. But he'd never sold a house. He was the office manager. And he was the recruiter, even for C21. So when they saw this, it was 8 hours a day. He did $240,000, $250,000 in 1 year. Passive residual revenue share. I'm thinking to myself, shit, I can't do 8 hours a day. I'm still selling houses, I'm still investment properties. I said, what if I carved out 2 hours a day? 2 hours a day. So then Scott says, we'll take you 4 years. It's pretty simple math. It's not how fast you want to make it. So I carved out 2 hours a day religiously, listing agents instead of listing houses. My head would not hit the pillow if I didn't make 20 phone calls, book 2 appointments to show the program. I swear to you, for 2 years, that was do or die. Because I needed to get free. And the good news is it took me 2 years to get here instead of 4 years. 2.5, excuse me, 2.5 years.
He was more efficient.
After 2.5 years, I was making about $20,000 a month to get free.
And still selling.
Right, so today my team, well, yes, Marissa, I'm the rainmaker. We know that, we have a saying in my family. You know, I make it rain, she puts out the buckets and catches the rain. Right, right, and our kids know that. I'm the rainmaker, don't bug dad when he's making the rain. Right, and then she picks it up, all up, right? But what I'm trying to say is, how bad do you want it? I was 50 years old, 50 years old. And my dream was always to beat the system by at least 10 years, be able to retire by 55. Like really retire. All right, I'm 57 this month. I'll be honest with you, I retired 2 years ago from real estate. But I'm doing what I love in my retirement, which is helping you guys. Right? I haven't worked hard for 2 years at all.
That's nice.
Right? Now my rev share today is $600,000. It's gonna go to 7, and every year it's gonna go up by another 100,000. By the time I turn 60, it'll be $1 million a year.
Yeah, it's a snowball effect already.
By helping you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and by helping you guys. By helping you.
And hopefully the stock goes up.
And the stock goes up, right?
And bringing in an agent.
So did I answer your question? How bad do you want it? I hear a lot of agents say, oh, I need to sell houses first. Bullshit.
I'm going to start doing that.
Bullshit. You don't have to sell houses first.
'Cause I do.
You know how many recruiters for Keller Williams and Remax and C21 that never sold a house? They're just recruiters.
Doing things for
Huh?
myself.
Like Sherrod,
Right? He
right?
doesn't sell houses, he did, but he's never sold a house at eXp.
Just gotta master the recruiting, like anything, master it.
I don't think Connor's ever sold a house.
No.
I don't think
Connor's an investor.
I don't think Connor Steinberg's ever sold a house, and he's, I think, number 2 at the company or something like that.
So, not an excuse. I hear that all the time and I'm thinking to myself, you know, you can believe your own bullshit. But I'm not gonna believe your bullshit.
This came at like the perfect time for me, actually, because I have a friend who got her license like a while ago, and she recently got her MBA, but she's having trouble finding a job in that field. So she's like, maybe I'll go to real estate. And she's like, how's your company? And I'm like, this is like the blind leading the blind. So now I have something that I can actually say to her or show her. So
Gosh, Kenny,
It's
And
show
you
her.
have a
yeah, I
resource.
gave her
Y'all can
Kenny's
grow
money.
together.
Thank you, show her.
Yeah.
Let's
Don't
show
tell her.
Don't
Yeah.
tell her, it's show her.
Yeah, because y'all can grow together.
Yeah.
Let me
Because
put
I've been
this.
showing for, I've
She might be
been, I've
having
been
strength you don't
talking
have.
for 4
Because
years.
she
I've
lives
never
in
really
Central
showed
Mass
it.
also, and I'm
And now
in
I'm
the
kind
South
of
Shore. So
trying to transition to make the rain,
Yeah.
get some people,
Yeah.
give them the leads, and show people. 'Cause
Let
I
me-
want the 20.
Yeah, let me throw this in for you guys.
Yeah.
Jerry Maguire, right?
Show me.
You had
Show me
you
the
had
money.
me at hello.
Yes,
Show me the money, right?
absolutely.
And then leverage three-way.
Yeah, it guys, a lot of fun. So, by the way, can you all do me a favor? Did you get value out of today?
Oh,
Yes.
100%.
Can you
Yes.
take 1 minute now? Open up your Google, just Google, and search Tom Truong, my Google profile, please. And just give me a 5-star review. Just say, hey, I just attended one of Tom's classes and on agent attraction if you want. And he delivered value. It was worth my hour and 45 minutes today, something like that. I would really appreciate that. Because I'm trying to build my Google review for agent attraction.
How do you spell your last name?
Truong. You should be able to find Tom Truong right on there. On Google.
Is the review on the website? Or?
Yeah.
So
if you
Jill-
find- right there, that's it.
Yes.
So just click on reviews. Thank you. So it says Tom Truong eXp,
Yes.
I got you.
right? Just
I got you.
30 seconds, all I'm asking. Thank you. And you guys have my cell phone. So just text me to help you with the 3-way call. You got it?
I'll review.
Reviews, see that?
I got it.
I don't see review
I
either.
need help on something.
Oh, I see reviews.
There you
Oh,
go.
I don't need
Oh,
help
right
on
here,
that.
okay.
And you guys should do this for each other. Yes.
Yeah. I need a marketing plan for a subdivision.
You need a marketing plan for
Who can I talk
subdivision.
to? Who can I talk to? Who, does Marissa have one?
No, I don't know. But let me try something,
Okay.
just for the sake of it.
I did go on to the eXp marketing,
And did you search marketing plan, subdivision marketing plan?
not directly. I got the seller one, I got the buyer one, and I got the company one.
Okay. Well, I guess we're not, let's stop and think here.
What, just a slide over on them? Mine slid over. Right here, reviews.
Have you done a subdivision, or have you just?
I have done a subdivision. I sold a whole subdivision up in Hudson a few years back before eXp. And I forget what I did to.
They've just asked me to put a marketing plan together.
I don't think it's.
If you come up with anything, let me know.
Subdivision
Not many people have.
marketing.
Well, there are marketing, there's plans on there. I think I'm gonna incorporate listings to leave in there for some marketing stuff.
Okay.
How do you set up something
So,
like this?
so,
You know how to do that?
I'm sorry?
You have that too?
Donna,
Just, yeah.
I went to
You already
workplace
did it, and I'm
Oh.
saying how you do one for yourself.
and I
Me.
searched, I basically just typed in subdivision marketing.
Oh, I have,
Okay, Brent
Yeah.
Pennington
I
asked the
have,
question and 2 people responded with a link.
a PDF.
Okay.
I can
So click
send
on
to you.
that.
Okay.
By the way, Brent's my
You wanna
rev share.
text me your email?
Level
Yeah,
4.
thanks.
No, Brent Pennington.
Oh, Brent Pennington?
What's your number, Jeff?
781.
So
718.
there are
4311.
several posts on there that you probably can reach out to these folks and say, hey,
I'll
can
send
you
you
share?
the PDF on how to do it.
Donna?
Yep.
There's a lot of posts here that people have done and
Okay.
marketed subdivisions. So go there, okay? Thank you thank you guys for giving me that review. I
Oh, thank
appreciate
you
it.
for coming here today. I really appreciate it.
The thing that's kinda helped me grow on social, and like you're saying, would check out my Facebook and stuff like that. If you're in networking groups, like BNI or anything like that, my networking group is just a Metro West one. And I ask everybody in that group to be friends with me on social and share my posts. 50 shares or 100 shares, I forget, but say 50. 50 shares is 10,000 more views.
Really?
Holy smokes.
Oh,
10,000 views.
Thank you.
50 shares. If you can get 50
Was
shares,
that helpful?
10,000 more views your
It
post
really
gets.
was. And to,
Because
not just for me, but for.
if everybody in this room shares, we all have different groups.
Yeah.
So if you have 1,000 friends, or 2,000 friends, So 100 shares will give you 20,000 views.
Not huge.
Not comment, share.
Oh, yeah, I can show you.
Share your post, share your listing, share your,
I want people to share anything.
I try to say share.
well,
Yeah.
ask them. You can't ask them on social media. They won't let you, they're kind of virtual, like, in-person ask. You can say.
Read the card and you'll
But
understand
I
it.
think that devalues your
I've been meaning to
post.
write a book.
Oh, I didn't know
You
that.
can tell me, write a book, there it is.
So
Well,
ask
you'll
them to share. So I'm
understand
starting
why I
a
got
new
you that
group.
once you,
We just
you
sat
read
down
that.
yesterday with like 3 members.
do
We're
you?
starting a
I-
new member list group. And the
No,
rule
I
is gonna be, you have to share everybody's posts.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Because if you go to
I'm gonna
listings
buy some
right now,
more. I went,
and you say, you know, listen, we all kind of do the same thing.
Yeah.
We're all gonna help you buy and sell.
It's
You know,
like
I do it I do it a little bit differently, but for the person that, anybody
Thank
else,
you.
do they have 20,000 shares? On my last post?
Right.
Or do they have 20,000?
I knew I wanted to get you a journal,
Thank you so much.
and that
Probably
one just really popped
So,
out at me,
You know, if you,
and
I put it to
and
like,
I-
for sale by owners,
It's a nice
or
one.
like putting, like somebody saying, I wanna sell my house by myself, I'd say that's great if you wanna sell just to your
I'm
street.
actually writing a real book.
If you wanna sell to everybody on your street and you think you can get the most money possible, then all power to you, I'll help you, I'll do an open house for you. But if you want to put the house out there to 20,000
Yep,
people
exactly.
on the MLS or whatever, you know, I think that's your best bet.
I like that a lot. By the way, thank Jill for hosting us too, and bringing the coffee and donuts. Thank you, Jill.
You're welcome.
Brought my laptop.
Oh, good seeing you, see you Monday.
Who's going to eXp Con? eXp convention? No?
Not this year.
I am not
this year?
going this year.
No?
I
Okay.
ran into Tom at the airport last year, I think.
Wait, did?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
no, I've been
Okay.
all over.
You'll have to check out my table on the way out, Tom,
I
in the
will.
lobby.
Donna, did you get the
No, you
invitation?
can leave it.
Did you get the invitation to the party?
I
did.
So, bye, thank you for coming. I hope it was
57 on the 27th. I rented a hall, a private function space for a
See, if
party.
you had told me, Tom, I would have made it
I'm
to
telling
to
you
your
right now.
birthday.
There's still